I couldn't believe it today that it's January. It's January. It's kind of mind blowing. So first thing, announcements. So a couple quick announcements. One, you probably have seen we are doing a free reset. You guys are totally welcome to jump in on that. You can just sign up with the link. It's absolutely for free. This is something that you guys are going to see in the Facebook group from now until forever. We're going to be offering free programs, games, and challenges in there every single month. We really want to double down on the promise that we made that people can find multiple ways of success with Fitme. If they just want to do a free program, it's available for them, or a challenge or a game. They can do it in the Facebook group and get some really good stuff out of it. If they want more support, guidance, they want to speed up their results, they want this like more personalized community, they want that coach relationship, they want the accountability, we obviously have coaching. And then obviously we also have, and I've mentioned to you guys before, now have our Fitme Community Leader program, which will help people who want to help other people. So the Fitme Community Leaders will be helping with the free stuff and doing things in their community with Fitme programs and games and challenges. And so you guys will see that in the Facebook group, and you are more than welcome to jump in. I would encourage you, if you're going to do it, then invite a couple friends to do it. There's zero to lose. And plus, it's all going to be different each month. So this month we're doing a reset. I'm sure one month we'll do something that's plate oriented. One month we'll do something that's walking oriented. One month we'll do something. It's going to be different every single month, but it'll all be Fitme things that help people move forward, creating a healthy lifestyle. So it's definitely something that you can share with friends. So you guys will see that in the group. The other thing that you will see is that we do have a challenge that's starting next week, January 9th, I think. So a week from tomorrow. People who signed up for that paid $97 to participate in. That's still a group program that's offered for people if they want to participate. It's going to be mostly meal prep oriented, focused on that, building accountability with plates and so on. So if you're like, what's going on in Fitme? Those are the things. And then you guys doing you, which is what we're going to talk about right now, is what our target is for the week. And really this one is target for the year-ish. We're talking goals. You knew it was coming. I've told you all month as we did. I like to call Fitme's November, December timeframe as holiday happiness, almost like a different way to approach the holidays, a way to feel like you're enjoying it, that you're staying on track, that it's something new and different that you maybe haven't experienced before, where you get to both enjoy treats, but you also get to take care of yourself. We talked about planning. We talked about utilizing the extra calories. I mean, we talked about everything in the holidays, but now I think most people have that itch to get things moving. I think most of us are like, all right, I had enough. I had enough sugar. I had enough fun. I had enough treats. I want to feel like my best self. And I have goals that I want to work on. And some of those goals might be carry forward goals. And so I wanted to first acknowledge that carry forward goals aren't necessarily a bad thing. So let's start by reframing. If you had a goal from 2022 and you didn't hit it, and it is still important to you, that's the key, right? Underline that. If it is still important to you and you choose to carry it forward, then let's do that. Let's not say, oh, I failed. I didn't reach that goal and I need a new goal this year. If it's still important to you, let's carry it forward. And we're going to apply the strategy that we're going to talk about right now to it. But it's okay to look back and say, what did I set out for this year that I maybe didn't quite accomplish? That's important that I want to carry forward. The next thing I want you to think about is, I want to frame this for you exactly how I do when I have an initial conversation with someone before they even join Fitme. This is exactly how I frame this question, and it helps me to think about it, and I think it'll help you. If we're talking about goal setting for this year, 2023, and you're going to set some goals for yourself, I want you to imagine, let's fast forward 12 months from now. It's January 1st, 2024. That's mind blowing, right? We fast forward a year. It's January 1st, 2024. And it's just me and you talking. And I say to you, Molly, you accomplished your goals this year. Everything went well. You told me it went awesome. What's different? What happened? What's different? And then Molly can answer to me and tell me what has actually changed in her life from achieving her goals. This is a really interesting way to understand what your goals are. Because sometimes we say goals and we say things like, well, I want to be healthier, or I want to lose weight, or I want to fit in my clothes better, or, I want to accomplish this other thing at work. And it's not like those things are that's the beginning of goal setting for sure. But if you want to fast track it, just go ahead and fast forward yourself a year and ask yourself, what is different? What has changed in your life? If you've achieved your goals, everything's going awesome. You're telling me things are better. I have achieved the things I set out for. What is different? That's a really important question to ask yourself. Because what it does is it helps you define your goals more specifically. And it also helps you at the same exact time understand why they're meaningful for you. So it gets both the why and the specifics. So for example, like, oh, so a year from now, I'm wearing these clothes that have been in my closet forever. They're a size, insert size that is meaningful for you. And I got to wear them out to this like special work occasion where I've never felt like I was, showing up like my best self. And I got to show up and I felt like a bad girl, like I was killing it. And so you are not now just saying that you want to fit in clothes better. You feel like wearing those clothes made you feel more confident, made you interact with people at work differently. It allowed you to enjoy the event differently. All of a sudden, it becomes very tangible and real. And so you're like, yeah, I really want to fit into these clothes. That's one of my goals this year. Or if you're saying like, I want to lose 20 pounds, that's not a bad goal. That's a specific, that's really great. But what's different? Like, why do you care if you lose 20 pounds? Tell me why what's different in your life because you've lost 20 pounds. And when you identify that, again, it puts teeth on those goals, because maybe you losing 20 pounds means that your knees hurt less and you can chase around your kids more, or you can go hiking with a friend because your knee hurts less, because you know that 1 pound of body weight turns into 4 pounds of knee pressure. So for you, losing 20 pounds means all of a sudden, like, you're doing things differently that you want to do. And so, yeah, the goal is 20 pounds, but the reason, the why, the important thing that's changed in your life is you're doing something different than you were right now. You're able to access life in a way that you can't, and whatever it is that's important to you. Or maybe it's just, that you want to, so a goal that some people say is they want to be healthier. What does that mean? So you want to have your doctor give you different blood markers and say like, hey, you don't have to be on this medication anymore, or we can step this back because your blood work looks different. That's your goal. Why? Why is that meaningful to you? Like, why do you care? Why not just stay on your medication? Like, why do you care what your doctor says? And start to figure that out. Why do you care? Well, maybe somebody in your family had a health event and it was scary to you. And you realize that the medication that you're on and like the path that you're on is going down that path, and you don't want to go on that path. So coming and stepping down off that medication and getting better feedback from your doctor that your blood work looks better is really meaningful to your overall health. You don't want to just be healthier. You want to live longer. You want to be around longer for the people that you want to be with. You care because maybe you have a family history of stuff and you're like, I don't want that to be me. And so I need to do something about it. And so we fast forward a year from now and you're telling me things are better. I accomplished this. What is different? That is your first part of your goal setting target. So obviously this week you are setting goals and sharing them with your coach, your goal for the year, the upcoming 2023 year. We don't often talk about big goals like year-long goals, but this is the time that we're going to embrace that energy and momentum around the new year and just go for it. Where do you want to be a year from now? What's different? What has changed? So that's the first part of your goal setting target. What's different in your life? Why does it matter? The second part is, what is the biggest obstacle for you to get there? And I want you to tell your coach what it is. What's the big obstacle? Why can't you do it? Maybe it was a goal from last year and it's a carryover goal. What's the big obstacle? What's stopping you? Is it lack of planning? Is it uncertainty around what to do? Is it self-sabotage? Is it family influences? Is it physical pain? What is it? Is it work stresses? identifying the obstacle is really significant, and you and your coach being on the same page about it is critical, because we don't want to ignore the obstacles. We want to address the obstacle. And so there's, I've mentioned this book a couple of times to you guys, but the book that Ryan Holiday wrote, it's about stoicism, but the book is called The Obstacle is the Way, is the concept around this. Instead of avoiding the obstacles, if we address them, we tend to solve the problem we're trying to solve. So let's use the weight loss one as an example. So you're like, my primary problem, my obstacle in losing weight is my family. My family puts all this crap in my house and I want to eat it and I can be on track. And then all of a sudden I eat it. And then it throws me off and I get annoyed with myself. And then I'm just kind of doing whatever for a couple of days. And it takes me like 6 days to get back on track. And then I'm on track for a couple more days. And then my family brings all this crap in the house and then I do it again. So you've just identified the obstacle in the way, your primary obstacle that's been sabotaging your efforts towards your goal. And so now, instead of avoiding it or pretending like if you just had more discipline, you would be able to say no, you and your coach can address the obstacle. What strategies do you need to put in place so that this becomes something that you can work through? And so, and again, this one's just an example. I want you to actually talk this through with your coach, but maybe it's having like really good alternatives in your house. Maybe part of the problem is when they bring home pizza, you actually have nothing else in the fridge. And so you're like, yeah, I'm pissed that you brought home pizza, but there's nothing else to eat. So I'm going to eat this. And so maybe addressing the obstacle is making sure that there's really good food that you're pumped to eat. Fitme plate style meals, ready to rock. Maybe addressing the obstacle is having a conversation with your partner, your spouse, your person, and saying like, hey, I love that we like do desserts together, but would it be cool if maybe we go out for desserts? Like, can we go to Dairy Queen like once a week rather than stock the freezer with this ice cream? And the conversation is addressing the obstacle. And the conversation is actually the path to achieving your goal, because now you're not saying no dessert. You're just, you came up with a strategy that's going to work for you and your family, and you're going to go out to have treat once a week and you're not keeping it in the fridge. So first part of the goal is identifying 2 to 3 things that are important to you, or one. It can be just one. If singular focus is fine. An important goal. What has changed in your life? What is different because you've achieved that goal a year from now? And be very specific about what achieving it is and what it means to you. The second part is, what is the primary obstacle for you to get to that goal? And talk about that with your coach. And then you now have crystal clear in your mind, not something you have to be ashamed of, not something you have to be pissed about, but a thing that you've identified that you're going to be working through together. We're going to be coming up with strategies to deal with this obstacle, with the boss that doesn't care that you want to go to the gym, with the, whatever. You're going to work through those obstacles with your coach. Once you've done those things, then I feel like it would be helpful to identify some mini milestones. If you can, what are some things along the way that would tell you that you're progressing towards your goal? Because a year is really far, to be honest. And it's helpful to have some mini milestones. So what is that? Like, are you going to your doctor again in June? Cool. That could be a mini milestone. That's something that hey, we're going to have a checkup in 6 months. That's going to be a mini milestone that I'm going to work towards. Oh, hey, I signed up for the 5K in April. That's going to be my mini milestone, because I know if I can do that 5K, then maybe by the end of the year, I can do the 10K. So you can talk to your coach about what are some mini milestones that you can see in your year, or that you can identify together, that will say that, yeah, I'm progressing towards the goals that matter to me. Maybe for clothing size, maybe you have like an in-between size and you're like, it's not really the thing, but if I could fit in these pants again, like I would feel pretty good about it. So identify some mini milestones, because a year, we can get all hyped now, but let's be real, is far. It's going to take work. Anything that takes a year is a lot of work. So that's it. That is the strategy. That's your target for the week. Identifying your goals, identifying your obstacles, and identifying some mini milestones along the way. Hopefully these goals are in line with what you maybe shared when you started with Fitme. I would think that they would be for most people, but this can be a really refreshing time of the year. So if for some reason your goals have shifted, or if you realize that the goals you set out for aren't that meaningful to you, I mean, that's the real come to Jesus conversation that sometimes we need to have. Sometimes we say goals out loud, but they're actually not that important to us, because if 6, 9, 12 months have gone by and you've done nothing about it, it might not be important to you. That's a tough love coach thing for me to say to you right now, but that's true. If 6, 9, 12 months have gone by and you have done nothing about your goal, then the question isn't, is it a good goal? It's why isn't it a priority? And if it's not really a priority, then is it important? And maybe it's not that it's not important. It's just that you haven't thought through why it's important. And so this is like a great time of year, again, really refreshing to think to yourself, well, I never thought through why it's important. Like, I know I want to do that. It is important to me, but I've never verbalized why. And take that time now to verbalize why your goals are important to you, to think it through. What's different in your life? Why does it matter at all? So that's your target for the week. I would encourage you not just to have this conversation over Marco Polo, but to write it down. You should write this down. Your coach should have it written down so that you guys are on exactly the same page. And if that means an adjustment to say what you maybe planned out in your map your year call or what you had originally said, that's great. Make it an adjustment. And if this goal is like out, maybe you're like taking this conversation, you're like, Christy, this really hits, but I feel good about what my goals are with Fitme, but this like hit for me regarding work or finances or family, like I need to set some goals around that, then do it. Use this for that. It applies in the same exact way. So I kind of want to use the last couple minutes to open this up for conversation around goal setting. If you have questions around this, your thoughts, what do you guys think? We're goal stunned.
No, I'll start, Christy. So my original goal when I started Fitme was to lose weight, and I have done that. I've lost 16 pounds.
It's awesome.
So, and many, many inches in blur. And so goal is actually, and it to weight loss, but I want to get stronger. I want to do more strength training and make my body strong as opposed to just lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm headed.
So this is the question that I want you guys to all ask yourself. This is a really important question. Julie, how will you know you're stronger? What evidence 1 year from now will prove to you and to me that you are stronger? How will you know?
That I'll be lifting heavier weights. Because right now I'm at like 3 or 5 pound dumbbells right now. Okay. So I want to be lifting 15, 20 pounds.
Okay. So a year from now, if you're lifting 15 to 20 pound weights, you will know that you're stronger.
Yes.
And why does that matter? Like, who cares if you lift 5 pound dumbbells?
I care.
Why?
Because I have a 2-year-old. I need to be able to lift her. I need to be able to do the things that she wants to do because I'm not young. I'm going to be 47 on Friday. Or I'm 48 on Friday. So I need to have that strength to be able to deal with her.
That's a great
She's getting
reason.
heavier day by day.
That's a great reason.
It makes it hard to lift her.
Why does it matter if you lift her?
Because she likes to be held. She's a mama's girl.
Yeah. And you want to be able to do that?
I do.
Yeah. I think that that's the reason, right? That's what's different in your life when you're lifting 15 to 20 pound dumbbells.
Yes.
And so get stronger is a really good start to your goal. And then getting specific is you identifying the 15 to 20 pound dumbbells you want to lift. And then understanding why it matters at all to you is you saying, because you want to pick up your daughter and you want to be able to do things with her. And then when we really got to it, why do you want to do that? you said because she likes it.
Yep.
And that's the reason. So that's awesome, Julie. Thank you for sharing that. And thanks for letting me kind of like challenge you a little bit on it. Goal setting process is challenging for an individual, even if you're a coach. It's very helpful to have somebody ask you questions to help you peel back layers. So that's awesome, Julie. Good stuff. And I think in a year from now, there is no doubt in my mind you're going to be lifting some 15 to 20 pound dumbbells, because that's a really important reason why you want to do it. I like it. Anybody else have thoughts, comments, or questions?
I have thoughts.
Tell me.
I want to lower my cholesterol, which sounds like you could just take a statin, but I found out I have a heart defect, and it's congenital. It's something I was born with and just never knew, which sounds really stupid. But I want to protect my heart, and it's important to me that my cholesterol is low. And statins protect, like, compared to the percentage of people that actually take statins to the people who they protect, it's actually relatively small.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just have low cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have blood work in March, and then I'll also have blood work again around the holiday, like the next holiday. So I want to see like a progressive downward trend in my cholesterol.
Why do you care? Like, why don't you just want to take a statin?
I feel like this is like, if your cholesterol is low, then that's like a better guarantee than taking a statin. Also, I don't want to take a statin. Like, that's just one more drug. And I have a family history of like heart attacks and stuff like that. So I feel like just having low cholesterol would be a way better solution.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. Do you have a path forward?
Yeah. So increasing cardio, because we all know I'm a weights girl.
Uh-huh.
But increasing cardio really helps with your cholesterol levels. And then cutting out, well, like I've already cut out mostly processed food, but like making sure that I'm not eating processed food and a ton of red meat, because I love steak, but I shouldn't be eating a ton of steak.
Okay. So you have a path forward. And then when's your doctor checkup?
March. And then I have personal doctor in March, and then work doctor in like November.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a really clear goal. And I asked if you had a path forward because I actually don't know the path forward. And so I think it might be something too that you can continue to learn about, like if there are other people who have successfully lowered their cholesterol or who have been able to either decrease their medication or not use it. Find out what they did. And if it is just more cardio, and if it's just, changing a few things, like from a dietary standpoint, it sounds like you're like right on the right track. But I like how specific that goal is and why it's important.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome, Katie. And I think like what you said about that you're a weights girl is there's going to be like plenty of days when you would rather just do that. And it'll be the times that you know that you need to go for the extra walk or do the Peloton ride that you don't feel like it, that it'll be really important to return to the reason why this goal is important. So make sure it's really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. Thanks for sharing that. I know a lot of people have health oriented goals this year. I've talked to a lot of people who have that. Anybody else? Thoughts or questions? Don't skip this one. If you're on the call right now and you're listening to the replay tomorrow, do not skip this. This is the most important thing you can do. If you are not clear about what you're working towards, and you are not clear about why it's important, and you are not at least have a ballpark idea of your primary obstacles, it will be very hard to achieve your goal. If you don't know what it is or why it's important, Then another year will go by where it's just like, I wanted to get healthier, or I wanted to lose weight, or I wanted to be stronger. But it won't happen because not because you're not good enough, not because you're not capable, but because you didn't do this part. The work of clarifying it is critical. If you're just wandering around in the woods, like I want to get out of the woods one day, you might make it or you probably won't. But if you have a direction, a place you know you want to end up, a destination, you have a path, you know what's in front of you and how you're going to work through it, then you're going to get there. And so it's very different than just like wandering through the woods. But both people are walking in the trees. It looks kind of the same. It's not the same. And so don't skip this part. So again, whether you're listening right now live and we're doing this live, or you're doing the replay, take some thought homework time. You don't need your coach to ask you these questions. I just ask them to you. You answer them and then have a discussion with your coach about it. And then if you need to talk it through, by all means, talk it through. But these are the questions that you need to answer. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go take my broken legs to the hot tub because that freezing cold mountain was awesome, but my bones are cold and my legs are tired. And so that is where I'm headed right now. So you guys have a phenomenal week. If you need anything, just reach out. You know where to find us, and we will talk soon. Bye.